Welcome to Gregorian chat. Good morning to you all.
Kia ora.
Or whenever you will be watching this.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, good lunch,
Yeah.
good morrow.
Yeah.
I love that saying, good morrow.
Isn't it good tomorrow?
No, it's a good chocolate bar.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Gregorian chat, the show where the puns still haven't improved.
Well, they have improved.
and the tagline changes every week.
Yeah. Gregorian chat, where the puns haven't improved.
Where the puns don't improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, it's a fun episode today. We are sitting on 99 subscribers on YouTube. I just want to put that out there.
I just want to thank you guys.
Thank you, but we also want to say, come on, just that last little push.
Yeah.
You know, there's no point in giving birth to most of the baby except its legs.
It's true. It's true.
So, just push a bit harder. No.
99% of the baby.
And in fact, just tell a friend. Say, hey, there's this podcast. They do really bad puns.
They don't even have to watch. They can just subscribe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But anyway, no, it's great to be back.
Yes.
It's a beautiful morning. This is what it was like when I was at Chaplaincy. It was
colourful shirts.
Colourful shirts.
And
tea.
And tea.
Still drinking tea.
Still then.
This is mortification for this Lent.
Yes.
And today's podcast is...
Today's podcast is... I almost got that
Can
wrong.
I have bad friends and still be a good person? Can I have bad friends?
I don't know.
And still be a good person is, it's just a question I've been thinking about.
Well, it is a good question. Because, you've got to look out for your friends, right? You've got to be there for your friends, and so, sometimes your friends make bad decisions. And that's cool. You just got to be there for them.
Can confirm.
But, that does happen.
And sometimes I make bad decisions, so it's like, should I be around my friends?
Yeah. And so, to what extent are we there for our friends? If someone's constantly making bad decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're with friends, they rub off on you, you rub off on them.
And this is not just talking about, secular friends. Like, are there other Christian friends that you have that you just, when you're around them, you're not the best person you could be. But you've also, in the same sense, in the same breath, you might feel like you're also called to witness to them. Yes. Somehow. So how do we address that challenge? That is what we're talking about today.
Yeah, it is.
Anything new in your life?
In my life, is there anything new? No, my life is currently sleepless and busy because it's just, organising Stations of the Cross. If you want to carry a speaker, you let me know. If you want to marshal for anything,
in the US,
let me know.
Can't participate.
Unless you fly over here for Good Friday, I would let you do that.
Speaking of the US, ex-President Obama is in Auckland today.
Yeah.
And when I realised I wasn't going to see him, I was like, oh, bummer.
Yeah, Obama.
But I would kind of like to have a conversation with him.
Yeah?
And just, like you were saying before, and just pretend like you didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey, how you going? And be like, hey, and just like, what's your name?
Yeah, so where are you
from? Like, was the president. I'm like, oh, yeah, I was the president of the University of Auckland Darts Association. Thought what you're president of?
Yeah. That would be so fun. I'd love to do that. If you know any famous people, just send them over to me and I can have that conversation. That'd be great. If any famous people are watching, come and see me. And subscribe.
Most importantly.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
But yeah, so my life is
busy.
currently filled with just organisation and planning meetings and trying to find... I have to have like two meetings, two of the same meetings just to get everybody to have the meeting.
Nice.
Which is going to be great. It's going to be lots of fun.
You want to go meat free for Lent next time?
Meat free for Lent? Yeah, no meetings for me. How about you? Anything new?
Anything new? Just really enjoying life, married life, and as of April the 1st, which also happens to be Easter Sunday, I will have been married for 1 year to Laura, the most amazing woman there is.
And and the place they met was on the Station of the Cross,
and that
which will be happening.
Yeah. You can never turn down, and it's like an opportunity to plug.
It's like you met here, and then you get married 2 years later.
Yeah. We got engaged in the cathedral, we got married in the cathedral.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that's cool. It's just been really, really great, just getting into the groove of the new job as a teacher. today is a teacher only day, so we have a bit of training, Catholic training. So yeah, it's good. But I'm definitely keen to get into this podcast and talk about why it's something that we have to think about. Who are our friends?
Yeah.
Because the thing that's always stuck out to me when I think about choosing your friends wisely was something that one of my old spiritual directors would say to me. And it was like some of the most simple and basic advice I've ever been given. And he said, Dom, if you want to be a lemon, what do? You go hang out with lemons. If you want to be a cowboy, what do?
Hang out with cowboys.
Go and hang out with cowboys,
Okay.
If you want to be a Catholic, what do?
Go hang out with lemons.
Go hang out with weirdos. No.
Yeah.
Go hang out with Catholics. And so, in the same, it kind of seems pretty self-explanatory, but and it's also maybe oversimplified.
Yes.
For most people, because friendships can be a lot more complicated than that, right?
That's true, but I think it's a good starting point.
Okay.
It's like, what kind of a person do I want to be? And also, what kind of a person do I want to meet? Because this fits into everything. It fits into dating. It fits into who you want to be, what goals you want to have, and it's very important to have set goals. It's like if I want to be a fit person, and I want to marry someone fit, then I best go to gym, go to all these fitness things, go play sports, and then I will meet other fit people, and we'll have that common thing.
Find someone who's proper fit.
Proper fit. So yeah. And or if I want to find someone that's really into learning different languages, I'll go language night class, go as many as possible.
Or just marry someone that you can't understand.
Yeah, just go to a different country with a ring. Yeah.
It's been tried before, and I don't know, maybe sometimes successful.
Really?
Also known as slavery. Anyway, so moving on.
It puts a very different meaning to ball and chain, eh? So we with who do you want to be, and then go and be that person, and then you'll be with those people.
Yeah. So it's
that's it. And thanks for joining us.
That's the simple cut.
Yeah.
So how does it become complicated?
Well, it becomes complicated because we're human, Dominic.
Thank you, Dominic. I agree with you, Dominic.
Yeah, and I think you can be hanging out with people that agree with you, or people that maybe just you still like people that people that are fit, like fitness, hanging out at the gym all the time, like people that don't go to the gym. They enjoy spending time with those people as well. Yeah.
At the same time, there are a lot of factors I think in a friendship that it's healthy to have a difference on. For instance, I might be friends with a lot of fit people, but I don't necessarily feel the need to go and be a fit person. Or I might be friends with a lot of people who are artists, but I don't.
You don't feel like you need to be fit. It's like, yeah, I hang out with fit people. That's my excuse. I just don't feel like I need to be fit.
They're also fit. I feel like I don't need to be. No, but what I'm saying is it's. I like the fact that I have some friends who are really into stuff that I'm not into.
Yeah.
Because then I'd be like, how's that going? And so I guess in some ways, but it's like if you were trying to be someone and really trying to form your character into a certain kind of person, that's where you have to be hyper aware.
Yeah, and I think
of these choices.
We're also it's oversimplified because we're not one-dimensional people.
No.
You see all these utopian movies, was it it's the one where everyone's put into factions, and so okay, you're these workers. You're
Hunger Games?
No.
I know the one you mean.
Yeah, the other one.
Oblivion. No, what's it called?
Something like that.
It's Obsidious? No, it's like they all have. What's that girl? It's gonna kill me. It's that girl.
It's the girl.
And she's. You'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's like Hunger Games, but not as good.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Maybe better.
I don't know.
Anyway.
So the
Divergent.
Divergent, yes. So and that idea that we were talking about is oversimplistic. Okay, fit people hang out with fit people. Everyone's happy. But that's not how it works because we like other people. We want to hang out with other people. We're more multi-dimensional. Like I like to try and be fit, but I also like music. Am I good at either of these things? No, but I like to talk with people that do these things, do both these things. They might be completely different people.
Yes. So I guess what we've touched on at the beginning half of this podcast is people who are into certain lifestyles. And we've only kind of talked about the positive things.
It's true.
But if we return to the I guess to the title of this podcast, can I be a good person and still can I have bad friends and still be a good person? I guess it's what we're speaking to specifically is like when you've recognized something in one of your friends, maybe one of your long-term mates, and it could have been that they've actually changed and developed their personality. When you met them, they were very timid. That was first year at uni. They didn't know anyone, so they were kind of like I don't know. Let's just say they were like a nice, quiet, good Christian person, and you really connected with them. As the years went on at uni, they found a couple other friends. Maybe they got into some different friend circles, and then their personality started to change a bit. So you've always had you've always been had an investment in their life. You always catch up for coffees and whatever, but slowly your lives have been kind of maybe like pulled apart. Or maybe it's just someone that you met and from the beginning you're like, oh, this person is very different to me and doesn't have a faith. And, it's not as if you need to only find friends who are Christians and you can only stay friends with them if
or
that's
like,
how it happens.
say, like you've got a friend, like awesome person, but also has a real problem with like alcoholism or something like that. And you're like, you're an awesome person and I want to help you.
Yeah.
So...
I want to help you finish that bottle of gin.
So what do you do in that situation? And it's like, okay, this is too hard for me, see you later. And that's a bit more of a difficult one than, okay, you're not the person that I used to know. You've changed now. You're not Catholic anymore. Let's say you've moved away from the faith, and so now we're not friends. Can I be friends with you? Or even more so in my case, it's like I became Catholic and now I've got friends that aren't Catholic at home. It's like, how do I relate to those example? Not that they're bad people. They are. No, I'm joking.
But so getting to the heart of that question is like, where is the safe zone for us? Between losing what we have, that losing the things that we love about our faith or our personality, or losing a friend. And so I don't know.
Well, I think like Jesus calls us to be like kind of relational, be able to go and talk to people and have a connection with them, right? So that, because how else will you bring the gospel to anybody? And like we shouldn't be looking at our friendships as like, okay, I need to bring the gospel to you, I need to bring the gospel to you, and therefore we'll become friends. You need to be able to. We did a last topic on small talk. And that kind of links into this. It's like, you need to be able to have that small talk and then that leads to that greater connection. With anybody. Like, Jesus talked to tax collectors, he talked to prostitutes, and they were the bad people. I'd potentially say they are still bad people of today. Like, you wouldn't say, oh, bring a prostitute in friend. So, yeah, just a friend. And you won't go, oh, brilliant. But like...
Do you need prostitutes home today?
No, not today.
It's not.
So, like, I think... we need to be able to have that connection with people. But I think what we need to keep away from is this kind of like making ourselves the Messiah. It's kind of like, you're in a bad situation, I can help you because I'm a good person. Because remember, like we mentioned it earlier, it's like, we rub off on each other. So if you're hanging around with someone that like say, even if it's like something simple like they swear a lot, and you spend like a whole weekend with them and they're swearing all the time, and you'll pick that up. And it's like, is that something I want in my life? Like, it's a very small aspect. And it's like, okay, maybe I need to not cancel this person out of my life, but I need to watch myself when I'm around them, because otherwise I'll pick up this bad habit. So
I guess it's about putting like your stake in the ground, I guess early on in the relationship, and just saying, this is the person I am, and have the small talk, but you need to move beyond that, I think, with real friendships. You need to get to a place where you can feel confident having a deep, meaningful conversation. And in those conversations, I guess it should, at times, you should talk about your personality. Like, I'm very blessed to have some really good friends that I can go to and just, and like Laura and I have gone to you and Jess in the past, or to other couples in the past, and said, hey, look, we're struggling with this, and we wanted to tell you to keep you accountable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess in a sense but if it's somebody who you wouldn't necessarily look up to as a spiritual role model, like, I guess that's where it makes it tricky, but putting your stake in the ground and being like, just so you know, like, I know you maybe don't have a faith or whatever, but it's something that's really important to me. And so you've at least given your half of it. So if they don't respect that and they don't want to at least acknowledge it and try hard to respect your decisions and realize that their decisions are incompatible with your decisions, really, then I think that's the point where you have to start thinking, okay, well, how much time should I really be spending with this person? I've made an effort to, in a sense, I'm respecting them by not always preaching in their face and being like, no. But also as well, I respect them enough to not let them just do crappy things and not say anything.
Yeah, and I think what's important here is knowing your own values. It's being firm and sticking your stake in the ground, and that's like cementing it there. It's this is who I am. These are my values. It's put God first. It's live a Christian life. It's go to mass on Sunday. It's whatever your things are. Even if that's going to the gym. If it's doing this hobby or whatever. It's this is who I am.
Yeah.
And these are things that are uncompromisable. And I think staying with the friends until those if those things are compromised, and it's okay, this isn't a friendship. This is because I was reading this Jordan Peterson's book, and he actually talks about this. It's being friends with bad people, to put it in our words. And he talks about this and saying essentially, don't try and be the Messiah. It's I'm a good person and I'm going to help you out, because that's not a friendship. That's not a relationship. And also, these people don't necessarily want to be helped. So it's what are you pouring yourself into then? And then actually what's happening is no one's helping anybody. Yeah. And you're saying, you're making yourself feel better. It's look, I'm not as bad as you are. And then I remember hearing a conversation in a shop between two friends. And this one girl was I really want a McDonald's, but I can't be bothered having a salad. And the friend was no, you've been having salad all week, treat yourself, have a good time. And she goes, nah, I've been going to McDonald's on the way home every day. And then a friend went, nah, you deserve it. Go for McDonald's. So it's that's not uplifting anybody.
That's not a good friend.
Yeah, that's not helping in this situation.
Man.
And I think, it's you've got to be brave enough to speak up well, and you shouldn't have it.
Exactly.
And if you're not willing to do that, because if I don't do this, they won't like me anymore. It's where's your value as a person? And I think that's where the core comes down to, is not necessarily, oh, you're a bad person, I'll go and be friends with you, or I can't be friends with you. It's who am I? Who am I? 24601. No? It is.
Oh. but definitely about being honest in that sense, and trying to get your relationships to a point where you can be that honest. But also, like you said, not to have this complex where it's well, I'm saved by the blood of Christ, and therefore I don't need emotional or moral or spiritual or social advice from you, because you're not a Christian, And so there's an element of humility where it's people who aren't necessarily what we would call good people, people that practice the same moral standards and hold to the same moral standards that we have, can still teach us something. And I think it was Aristotle or Plato, one of them. He used to say his goal was to learn something from every person. He never wanted to get to the stage where he was too proud to learn from anyone, even a homeless man.
Right, yeah.
So, for instance, a homeless man would come and say, you're an F and blah, 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 and it's a lot of people would say, he's just a fool, don't listen to him. But I think this philosopher would say, man, I'll listen to the way that he's, and you can learn from that. So, don't be a philosopher with your friends, though. I think just be a person.
Yeah, be mindful of yourself. Be reflective on what people say and how people act towards you, by all means. But I mean, again, don't go too far that way and be okay, I am whoever is in front of me.
So I think, in short, can you have bad friends and still be a good person? Well, yes.
Yeah.
But I guess the first step is stop thinking about them as bad friends and as bad people, because bad friends might confuse you to thinking they don't show up to your stuff, and they say they're good friends, but they're bad people. And I think yes, but as long as it's not affecting you to the point where you are being,
Yeah, I think again, let's not focus on them being bad friends and focus on you being a good person.
You got to hear first.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us for this podcast. We'll hopefully get another one done before Easter.
Yeah.
Certainly will.
Maybe. Yeah, probably next week. Yeah.
Enjoy Holy Week. Make the most of it.
Yes.
Make sure you get to reconciliation before Easter.
And you know what? Have a good Friday.
We'll finish on that bad joke.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the podcast. I've got good news. It just got a whole lot easier to search for us online.
All you got to do is search Gregorian Chat into YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, and Player FM for those who are on Android.
Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. See you later. God bless.